Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Omakecast, which is our podcast that I and my friend Zach here have started.
Hello, how's it going?
So today, we're going to talk about the whole Digibro the whole Digibro
Controversy.
controversy that's been going around the anime community lately. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So Zach, tell me your thoughts on what you think about this video that he did and why he did it, or why do you
Well,
think he did it?
well, in general, I'm definitely not a Digibro hater. I really like his main channel content. I support him on Patreon. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, like main channel content wise. But his personality on his After Dark channel it's more interesting than I enjoy it. And I thought this was just waiting to happen. He's obviously. I've seen him in live streams, or I think it was like a Q&A where he's just glossed over other YouTubers, and you can just tell that he doesn't give a fuck about their content. And I just think, I don't think it's a big deal, because essentially what it's the same as is that it's the same as any other person going, oh, Sword Art Online sucks. Because people are saying that he shouldn't say that other YouTubers suck, but what's the difference between him saying that sucks and that making an Asterisk War series? There is no difference. It's all just criticism.
Hmm. I don't know. Here's my thoughts on Digibro.
Yeah, because you watch a lot more Digibro videos than me.
Oh yeah, Digibro is probably my favorite YouTuber of all time. I probably watched, out of any YouTuber I ever watched, Digibro is probably the content that I've watched the most of. I've seen every main channel Digibro video. I've seen most of the After Dark videos. I'm even pretty active with his podcast, which he isn't seem to being active himself much in that anymore. And I'm also watched his Let's Play channels. I've basically seen the majority of Digibro content that has ever existed. And I know a lot about this guy despite never even talking to him before. And this video that he published was definitely very, it wasn't I don't know, it was pretty shocking to me, I guess, because I didn't really think he would have the balls to do something like this, is to start a fire. But I do think part of the problem is that I don't think he meant everything he said in that video, because
Yeah,
he did say
drunk.
he was drunk. But that's probably why, he's definitely more he was very aggressive about it, and I don't think he meant everything he said about that, because I thought he was pretty cool with most of the YouTubers, especially Jeff Thu. I thought they were pretty tight, considering the fact that Jeff Thu went to RadCon at his house, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct on that.
I'm not sure.
RadCon too. I know, I know a lot about Digibro stuff, but I'm not that in depth with it, trust me. But yeah, I'm just I don't know, I feel like he should have not recorded that when he was drunk, instead of done a more constructive criticism type video, and not be such a
But I don't think
about
he
it.
could have done a more constructive video. I think he needed to get that off his chest, and the only way he was going to get it off his chest if he was drunk doing that rant.
I guess. Honestly, I can see him being the type of person that really doesn't care about anyone else but his work style. I feel like he thinks that's what should be the standard.
Yeah,
For
because
all reviews.
I did see a reaction video, and someone was
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Oh, Digibro, you can't just say that all anime analysis content should be like yours. There's other ways to make analysis content." I don't
Yeah.
think he was saying that. I think he was saying that that's how he wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think people don't understand that what's better for the long run isn't really better for you. And Digibro was just saying what's best for him, what he thinks would be best for the anime community.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone was making analysis videos like him, I can't really fault him saying that. I don't agree with it, but where I wish that every anime coming out was as great as K-On, but that's never gonna happen. But then I can still want that. I don't think I'm wrong for wanting that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the same situation with Digibro.
But I think what he doesn't understand, if everybody was to make videos like he did, that would ultimately not, that'd be basically like killing himself, essentially, because other people would branch out to other bigger, better channels, and probably less people would watch him ultimately if everybody did the same thing as him. And like, it just would, the market would be oversaturated. Like, I feel like
I think the market
the gaming
is getting,
review scheme,
I think it is getting oversaturated with Digibro clones.
it's starting to get, but I think the gaming review, I think the perfect example of this is like game reviews, like all those like people trying to become game reviews.
Like
that's what I'm trying to do, honestly, and it's very hard doing it because there's so many people doing it.
Like the comedy JonTron, nostalgia critic style.
That's not what I do, essentially,
angry
but
video game nerd.
that's not what I do, essentially, but
Yeah,
like
I've
those
seen
comedy, like gaming reviews, that whole genre is, I think, it's dead now. Besides the people, the pioneers of it that are still going, but even the pioneers are starting to get less popular, it seems like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get what you're saying. Like,
I just think that if this whole, like, if everybody did videos like Digibro, it would ultimately kill the genre. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah. I do think one of the good issues that Digibro did put forward was Canipa just being completely passive-aggressive to him on Twitter. What I found funny, because I've seen it before. I follow both Canipa and Digibro on Twitter, so I've seen it. Where Canipa's been like, A1 pictures, I don't know where this stigma comes from. It's just like, you know exactly where this stigma comes from. It comes from fucking Digibro. Why don't you just talk to him about it? And I did think that was an interesting point. And hopefully we'll see less of that in the anime community because of this.
Oh yeah. Digibro definitely has a huge, like, I don't even think he really understands like how big his influence on the anime community actually is. Like, if you ever watched, you've seen this, the Botanic Romantics video on like how he basically single-handedly changed the MAL score for Sword Art Online. Like, it's pretty fascinating. Have you seen that video?
I have. I don't agree with it. I've seen it. I like the video. It's an interesting video. I don't agree with the entire construct of it.
I mean, I guess
I think Digibro's video was right place at right time, and I do think it helped. I do think Digibro's video did affect it. I don't think it affected it as much as to single-handedly change a score.
Oh yeah, but I definitely do think like he was the first person to come out there and basically say, "Oh, this is shit, garbage. Like nothing. Like this is actually bad. Like do not. Like this is a very bad show, one of the worst of all time." Like people never thought before that video, like, "Oh, this is probably one of the worst anime of all time." But now, like after that, a lot of people seem to think that. And like a lot of people think that Sword Art Online is like a meme now. It's like, oh, this is like the worst anime of all time. But before that, people just thought it was just an average show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that has changed. Like, you know what I mean? Because of these people that are going online and doing videos about it and saying it's bad, and it's just like, I do think ultimately though, I do think Digibro does have a very big say in the anime community because he is one of the biggest YouTubers, anime YouTubers there are, probably the top 10, I'd imagine. So, yeah, he does have a voice in the community, whether he likes it or not. So whatever he says on his videos, like him shit-talking other YouTubers is just gonna, a lot of people are gonna see that and like influence their opinions.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on the like whole asterisk war meme? Oh, you need to make a 14-part series, because the asterisk war sucks is probably one of my favorite series on like analytical series on YouTube. I think it's A, fucking hilarious, and B, it breaks down what's actually bad about asterisk war and those types of shows. But I think it's important to realize that the asterisk war sucks is not a 14-part breakdown of why asterisk war is bad. It's a 14-part breakdown on why that type of show is bad, using asterisk war as an example.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's a line between a meme, because the meme of a 14-part series or a 12-part series, whatever it is, like that's a meme. But then in the context that RCAnime used it in the podcast, he was like, "Oh, that's because that's pushing critical analysis to its fullest." When it wasn't a critical analysis on Asterisk War, it was a critical analysis on the types of. It was both a critical and cultural analysis on the types of shows like Asterisk War and how they get made.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like, I do think it's funny to oversimplify it, but then I don't think you could use that in an argument because it's just not true. You can't use it in an argument. Digibro is horrible at critical analysis because he made a 14-part video about Asterisk War. When that video makes hundreds of points, not just about Asterisk War, but about tons of things. I disagree with half those things. Like, the point with Digibro and A1 Pictures and McDonald's, I disagree about that. I think that he's wrong, but he made a good point. He made probably several hundred good points in those videos, and I think people just haven't watched them. They've just seen the titles.
Oh yeah, like, I guess Digibro could have marketed that video better, if you think about it.
The Asterisk War series?
Yeah. But I do love those videos, and I think it's one of the best contents he's ever made. And I wish he would do that more with like other genres, almost like even things he liked, like do like this whole big breakdown of a genre, like he did like with Asterisk War, and like how it's shit. Like this is the absolute bottom of the barrel anime in existence. That type of genre.
I think the point of Asterisk War is that here's a show that he would usually just drop.
Yeah.
And he carries on with it, what makes it so bad. Because I think there are hundreds of shows like the Asterisk War. I don't think what he was trying to say is that Asterisk War is the worst show of all time. I just think he was trying to say that there are hundreds of shows coming out like this.
Oh yeah,
this is
right
one
now.
This is one example of them. Let's rip it apart and see, A, why it's so bad, and B, why these keep on getting made if they're horrible.
Because I remember he's like, the reason why people seem to be watching this is because, you know, there's swords and there's cute girls, and that's what keeps people coming back. That's literally why. That, like, if you have those two things, you have cool fight scenes, I guess, and you have a cute girls, then that's basically the basic template of a show like that, right?
Yeah, I think that was one of his points. I just think that, like, people should watch. Like, I get that RCAnime was just making a dumb joke on a podcast that he probably didn't really think about, but then it is the passive-aggressive thing. Like, I think, because it was just a stupid joke. It wasn't like he was actively going out and criticizing Digibro, but the joke was sort of a joke poking fun at someone. And I think that, like, I think Digibro was right to interpret it the way he did. Like, if people were just making passive-aggressive jabs about me, yeah, I would go fucking crazy, because it would be annoying as shit. But, like...
I guess he was annoyed to the point where he just had to do this. Like, I guess that's really what the reason why that video was made, is because he just seemed so annoyed, and he just had to let it out. But the more I think about it now...
Yeah, I mean... I just really don't know what my opinion... Like, I don't know where I stand when it comes to sides, but then I don't think there are sides. I do think the problems that were brought up are... Because I don't think... Gigguk made a response video, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Gigguk's response video, because Gigguk's response video essentially was just, everyone shouldn't have to be like you, and I think he just missed the point of Digibro's video, because he said all Digibro wants is for people to be like him, and yeah, Digibro admitted that he wasn't, that's what Digibro wants, but then Gigguk was saying it doesn't have to be like that. I don't think Digibro's point was saying that it has to be like that.
I didn't even see this Gigguk response video. Like, what channel was that on? Like, was that on his main?
No, it's on like Gigguk Extra or something like that.
Oh.
Gigguk Extra.
Yeah. I literally haven't seen a single Gigguk video ever. So like I don't know anything about this guy really, but he seems to be just like he seems to be like kind of like the anime man almost. It looks like.
No, his content, he makes content. He's not like the anime man, where the anime man will like say something like, "Oh, Yuri on Ice is generic," and then not back up his point. Gigguk makes points. I like Gigguk's videos, but he just his points have been less and less like the point of the video, and they've started to be more and more like making jokes around the thing. Well, I think it's fine. It's just a different type of content. I do enjoy Gigguk's content.
I'll have to check him out, actually.
I do just think that it's... He doesn't give a fuck about Gigguk's content. It's just sort of dumb memes. But, like... I think that Digibro is way too ingrained in the anime community, to the point where he watches literally everything that comes out.
Every season.
And, well, I think just, it anime community, so like the YouTube videos, I just think he watches like every single analysis YouTube video, and the ones that aren't coming up, it's like people who finish every single anime. It's just like, how can you do that? Not everything will be up to your taste. And I think just all of this, watching every single like anime video, watching every single anime YouTuber, is just taking a toll, and he's starting to hate the thing that A, he's one of the biggest creators in, and B, one of the most influential creators in that community.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Like, one thing I'm thinking about is like, so he like watches all this anime and he critiques it. Like, now I think he feels like after he's watched all these YouTubers, he has the right to critique it too. You know what I mean?
He does. Anyone has.
Everybody does too, but like I said earlier, like he could have done a better job in handling what he did, I feel.
Yeah, but like I think it was either this half-assed drunken vlog or nothing. So I guess it's either
because he did say like the only way I'd have like the courage to do this if he was like plaster basically, and I guess that's just how he is, you know.
Yeah. I just think that the effect, like, it's obviously the video spawned a lot of memes, it spawned a lot of drama, but then past the drama, past the memes, it's like the video had a message, and I think the message will change the anime community.
Oh yeah, definitely. That video definitely has to be one of the most popular videos on After Dark.
Let me check.
Like last time I checked, it had like 44,000. So it has to be more than that by this point. Yeah, 60,000 views.
Fuck yeah. I just think that it's a good thing overall. People are gonna get upset about it, but like, what are you gonna do?
And that is definitely one of the most popular videos on his channel, because as an After Dark video, like all the other videos that are more popular on his After Dark channel are like rejected main channel videos, essentially, like K-On! A Loving Thesis, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the boring taste in anime was another one of his most popular videos, which was another interesting subject that I think we should talk about another time. But
another drama subject.
Well, not like necessarily a drama subject, but just like that subject and like people's taste in anime, and
like people try to make other people think that they're bad because they have good taste.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Digibro sure is an interesting guy.
Oh yeah, like I wouldn't have watched all of his videos if like I didn't think that. Like I do like really like that guy and like what he does, his content in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's very influential. He's a pioneer in his genre that he essentially created. I feel like he has, for the anime community at least.
Yeah.
in video form. He's been on YouTube for a very long time. Even before he did anime videos, he did other things. So he's been around this community for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, just scrolling down the comments, one of them saying YouTube isn't about in-depth writing or having the best scripts, it's about entertainment. Your entertainment is stricter and more analytical. Saying you don't find him funny isn't actual criticism, it's your opinion. So I presume he's saying this about Gigguk, because he was the only, like, comedy YouTuber. I don't think his point on Gigguk was that Gigguk wasn't funny. I think his point on Gigguk is that he makes analysis videos, but they're not analytical. He's not talking about why this thing is like that. But then Digibro was saying how other people can change their content, not so it can be objectively better. Digibro is someone who actively goes against the idea of objective criticism. He was saying so it can make it subjectively better for Digibro. In the long scheme of things, Digibro's opinion doesn't fucking matter. But, what? 59,000 people who subscribe to his Afterdark channel, his opinion matters to them. So in a way, it is like more like it doesn't matter in the long run. It's just some neckbeard is sitting in a room with a bunch of anime posters' opinion. But then, like, with context, he's one of the most influential anime YouTubers. He's one of the most popular anime YouTubers. So in a way, it's the people who make it better. If you disagree, if you're like, if you leave like an angry comment in the video, you're giving his opinion more like weight.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you want to move on to the next topic? Do you ready to do that?
What?
Do you want to move on to the next topic?
Well, there's one more thing I gotta say.
Okay, yeah, go on.
About this. I was reading the comments and I just remembered the whole thing, like him, like, shit talking on Jeff Thu about the whole Naruto Online thing, which I completely hate the idea of that. Like, I get it, like, having it once in your video, but there was one video I watched, I don't know which one, I think it was his, like, top Naruto original OPs.
Okay, yeah.
He like brought up Naruto Online like literally like 5 times in that entire video. And it was pretty annoying, honestly. It wasn't. There's people who subscribe to him, like this is a point like he brought up. There's people who subscribe to him on Patreon, a premium service. Like I feel like they shouldn't have to deal with like ads like that, Naruto Online in their videos, because they're already paying for him to make videos, so why should they have ads in their videos? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I presume Mother's Basement charges on Patreon per video and not per month.
Yeah.
So, in a way, it's like, oh, you're paying for this. This is what you're giving me money for.
Mm-hmm. You're giving me money for an ad, essentially. Because I guarantee you, I do like Jeff Thu's videos, but I guarantee you that video was specifically made because of Naruto Online. If they never gave him that offer, that video probably never would have been made.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true. But then I just think Jeff is someone who, I don't think he's someone who puts money over content, but they are a lot. He's more willing to do it than other creators.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I do think, like, I understand, like,
I think it's a thing that I can respect in a way, because it's not like he's like those like 12-year-olds who make slapping my face 100,000 times and it's just a 5-second video repeating itself for like 20 hours. It's not like that where he's literally only making videos to make money, and he's not making content. He's making content, but it's just, I think he should. It's not the content that people subscribe to him for, because people subscribe to Mother's Basement to get content that Mother's Basement wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
Not content that he's making to make money. Well,
I agree with you.
I gotta respect the hustle. He's working the YouTube system and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But like,
he definitely puts out a lot of videos. Like for the amount of like editing that he does and like how long the videos are, because most of his videos probably on average are like 20 minutes long.
yeah,
So he does put a lot of work into his videos, and I respect that. But I do think he needs to lay back on all this advertisement. Like, okay, you put one in a video, that's fine. Like, but I don't want to constantly be hearing that the entire time when I'm trying to watch his video, because like, I get it. He probably gets paid. They probably tell him, all right, so if you mention Naruto Online 4 times in this video, we'll pay you for each time you mention it. That's probably what they do.
yeah.
If you think about it. And like, I don't know. I just feel like it's unnecessary
I'm also
for the
noticing
Patreons. At least take it out of the Patreon video. Like, edit that out of the Patreon's video. I don't know. Did he edit it out of the Patreon's video? Well, Digibro, like in his video, said,
Oh, okay. Mother's Basement does do per month on Patreon and not per video.
"Oh, okay,
So I think, but then you're still paying for him to make an advert.
well, if all right, this is all I gotta say. I think for the Patreons, just take it out of the Patreon's video. But for the YouTube videos, I guess it's okay doing that. Thinking about it, but it just like feels like kind of scummy
Like,
for putting in
it's
the
okay.
Patreon.
It's okay doing it, but it's also okay to say, oh, I don't want to fucking watch a half an hour advert for Naruto Online.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Digibro was mainly saying. That like, why would I enjoy a 30-minute advert for for Naruto? Don't know why I said Sword Art Online. Yeah, why would he enjoy a 29-minute and 31-second advert for some shitty browser game?
Oh yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of like kind of a hard thing to judge, honestly. I don't know like the kind of inside of it. I've only like seen what other people have said about it and what Digibro said on it. So like I don't know the truth, but there's probably more to it than what I'm saying. Yeah. I might be wrong about some things, honestly, about what I just said, but
because there's like the running joke that Jeff makes SAO videos just for the money. Because if you go on his most popular videos, his 3 most popular videos are his SAO What's an OP, SAO is a terrible game, and how SAO became the worst anime ever. 3 most popular videos, all on Sword Art Online.
Okay.
So, I don't like that argument. I think people say that. I think it's the same argument that Digibro just dislikes SAO for the views. Well, I don't think that's a good argument at all, because they're making genuine points to why Sword Art Online sucks. Well,
oh yeah.
I just think I do think the thumbnail in SAO is a terrible game is hilarious. Like it's not even clickbait. It's just that classic red circle with the arrow pointing to it. And then the What's in an OP is like Suga has ass. These thumbnails are great. But yeah, I do think that that's not a good argument to make when he obviously has passion in disliking Sword Art Online. I don't think it's fair to say that he doesn't have passion for it. I think it's fair to say that he doesn't have passion for Naruto. I think that's perfectly fair to say that I don't think his opinions in like the why Naruto is better than you think it was video are not his opinions. I don't think he made those opinions to make money, but I think he's only putting out those opinions to make money. He wouldn't have put out those opinions before if he wasn't going to make money for it.
Oh yeah. Because like let's take a look at his little earlier videos before he was like as popular, and he was probably doing more obscure stuff. Let's look at this. Bakuno versus Durara. What's an OP? Baby steps. What's an OP? Your Line April. Welcome to the NHK. He did stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now you see him do Naruto, Konosuba, Sword Art Online. All that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's definitely realized, okay, let's talk about things that's going to make me more popular. But like, it's not like I have a problem with that, though. Essentially, like, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. But like, I feel like in Digibro's mind, he thinks, well, I want this guy to do more videos that I like. I like his videos, but I want him to talk about things that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
That's what Digibro thinks.
I think what pained Digibro the most, and this is why he didn't talk about the Anime Man and Mystical Nexia, is that all the people he talked about have potential in his eyes. Where I just think Anime Man and Mystical Nexia are just a lost cause to him. Where like RCAnime and Mother's Basement, they all have potential to become creators that he enjoys.
Oh yeah, TheCanipaEffect was another big one because he's like even basically stated that because he did say, "Oh, I love that video on the Pokemon."
I think
animation.
Digibro endlessly talks about TheCanipaEffect and how great his videos are. I don't know. I just think I agree what Digibro has to say. There is a problem with someone talking for a minute and 30 seconds about their point and then reiterating their point for the rest of the video. But like, I think that the point could have been put across better, but the point would have never came across better if you like, because it wouldn't work. Because he wouldn't be able to put that point across if it wasn't a drunken, unscripted rant.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true right there.
Okay, so are we done with this subject then, or anything else?
All right, yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so moving on from that. So none of us have seen the Sword Art Online movie yet, so we're basically just going to talk about what we think are our first impressions from all the promotional videos, and also why not our opinions on Sword Art Online in general. So, what do you think about like the promotional videos for the SAO movie, and then SAO in general?
Okay, so I watched one trailer, and I've seen the posters. The best thing I've seen about this movie so far have been the cool posters. I really like the one picture that's like has like a green, purple, and pink gradient with like Kirito and like other characters that I forget their names of, and like the movie original characters, I guess. I really like that one, and like Kirito's like pulling out his sword and he's like to the side. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, but that poster, I'm sure somebody does. And then the other poster I like was the main poster with Asuna, like in the background. You see Kirito like pulling out his sword again. That's like the main poster, movie poster for it. Everybody's seen it. I really like that poster as well. Probably the best thing that's came out of SAO are those two things, to my opinion.
So I'm excited for this movie, basically just because Canipa uploaded a thing to his Patreon. I'm not sure if it's publicly accessible.
Oh, it's on his main YouTube channel. I've seen the video too.
No, not that video. It's he released a list of every single like all the animation directors and all like a bunch of the key animators, and he linked links to their Sakagaburu pages. If this is publicly accessible, I'll link it in the description. If not, go to Canipa's Patreon and give him a few dollars. And I just spent like an hour clicking on every single like animator and just thinking how their work could fit into Sword Art Online, and I'm basically just expecting this to be 2 hours of just great animation. I hope that a lot of it is action scenes. It just gets into the action straight away, because I could not give a fuck about these characters.
I think, though, I've heard things that there's a lot of, like, sitting in cafes, like, that type of thing in the movie as well, so I'm not sure.
See, but the thing is, if it's half an hour of shitty exposition dump and then great animation, because I think people like that anime snob always uses the term, it's just pretty colours, but I'm not saying that I will love Sword Art Online, the movie. I'm saying that I will feel like my ticket price is validated, because I believe it comes out at the end of April here. I believe my ticket price will be validated if I just get fun action scenes. And if I basically get Transformers, I'm fine with that. That's what I'm expecting. If I get anything more, I will be more than happy.
I agree with you there. Like, I think it's going to be probably the best thing SAO has ever, like, made. Like, in terms of her franchise, I think this is probably going to be the magnum opus. Or what am I saying? Like, this is going to be, like, the best it's ever been. So I think it's definitely going to be better than the first two anime seasons. Just because it has flashy animation and, like, aesthetically pleasing everything, essentially.
Yeah.
Because I do like... One thing I'm, like, really interested about this film is, like, it's using augmented reality, which is a really cool idea, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like Pokemon Go the movie.
Yeah. Except for it's like Google Glass the movie, because they like use that headset type thing, which is like just basically like, you know, like those old Bluetooth headphones. That's what it kind of looks like, in my opinion.
But like I don't get it. They're just like random people running around like a city and no one else.
I don't know. Like, I don't understand how that works. Like
what would be the stakes in this film?
Like, are they fake people? Like, is that what some of these characters are? Like, augmented reality made fake NPC characters? Because I don't understand how this would work if it's augmented reality.
Unless there are no like physical stakes, and they make the stakes like something dumb, like Asuna won't be home on time to visit her birthday or shit like that. Because like,
it's probably Asuna.
I don't know what they can do. But they can't do anything.
Are they trapped? Are they trapped? Is that what it is? Will their brains fry if they take off the augmented reality headset? Will they go blind?
They could just not take them off and just live their life as normal, just with weird monsters everywhere.
Yeah, because they're there regardless, isn't that right?
Yeah, it would just be a mild annoyance.
Oh, I bet that I actually have a good theory of what this movie might be about. So, like, the monsters, like, someone made these monsters, but they're actually there. The only way you can see them is with the augmented reality headset. So they're harming people in the real world, but they just can't see it. But only the people with the augmented reality headset can. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, that theory sounds so awful, but it sounds like something exactly what Reki Kawahara would write.
I think that's what it might be. Like, somebody in the comments, tell if you're actually even this far in the video. Tell us what it actually is.
If someone's watching this far in the video, don't worry about spoilers. We won't delete your comment. Just if Asuna dies, just say Asuna dies. I really could not care less about any of that. Also, tell me if there's any good. Who's Kirito's like cousin or sister? If there's any fan service of her, tell me, because she's like the hottest anime character of all time.
Well, there you go.
There we go. So what do you think about Sword Art Online as a series in general?
Well, I have it listed as a 5 out of 10 on mine.
What's your history with Sword Art Online?
It is the first anime I started watching weekly in 2012. I am 17 years old currently, almost 18. Okay. So when this show came out, I was 13 years old. So for a 13-year-old watching this show, I thought it was pretty okay.
Yeah.
That's the demographic for the show to begin with. And I actually kind of like thank it because it introduced me to Crunchyroll, essentially. And I remember the first like 3 anime I watched on there was like Hunter x Hunter 2011, when that was just like in the early episodes. Sword Art Online, and just like Naruto Shippuden. Those were like the 3 anime I watched. like for a year, those were like the only anime I watched when I was like 13 years old. So like for a 13-year-old, I thought it was pretty okay. But like after after rewatching certain parts of it, I do think it is just it has really good animation, I feel like. Very good production quality, very good music. So I feel like, and the fact that it kind of gate me into seasonal anime, I feel like that deserved a 5 out of 10 in my opinion, at least. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
So with me with Sword Art Online, I had a friend who was super into it in school. I watched 3 episodes, and for whatever reason, I just didn't watch anymore. I'm really not sure if it's because I didn't like it, or I just think I just didn't get into it. I've watched anime before. I think before that I've seen Death Note and other popular things. It's just that I just could not get into Sword Art Online. Either I couldn't get into its aesthetic, I didn't buy into its premise, or whatever. I don't remember hating it. I just remember thinking it was sort of okay. It's not my thing. And then when I started watching anime again, I came back and SAO was this huge shitstorm. So I thought I'd start it again, and then I just dropped it because I thought it was boring. Then I watched Digibro's video on it. It all comes back to Digibro. And then I watched his video, thought his video was hilarious, watched the whole thing, given it a 2. Watched Sword Art Online 2. Sword Art Online 2 is not as bad as Sword Art Online 1 in my opinion. A lot of people think it's worse. I don't hate the last arc. The last arc, Mother's Rosario, I think it's called. It's not good by any means, but it's not, it's just sort of, shit, bland characters. But, in Mother's Rosario, they made characters worse. Asuna used to be really charismatic, really interesting, but then in Mother's Rosario, she's just boring. She's just a generic teenage anime girl, and Asuna is not a generic teenage anime girl. She's quite interesting in Sword Art Online 1.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have a weird history with Sword Art Online. It is one of the most popular anime ever. I see why it gets that appeal. I just could not care for it any less. But yeah, I hope the movie's a fun time. Did you watch any of Sword Art Online 2?
I've seen 3 episodes and I hated every minute of it.
Okay.
Another thing I wanted to say. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. I do think Sword Art Online is an anime for the people who are going to transition from just watching Pokemon and Beyblade into an actual anime fan. I think that it does its purpose because it did that to me, and I think that it did that to a lot of people, honestly. And I think it's from going from Naruto, okay, I'll watch Naruto, Pokemon, Beyblade, that type of deal, to an actual anime fan. I think it did a good job into converting a lot of people into fans because anime has gotten a lot bigger, at least in the United States, since it started airing. I feel like there's bigger shows, these seasonal anime shows that are 12, 24 episodes are now huge. They're selling millions of copies in America, and that was unheard of before Sword Art Online. The most popular anime back before Sword Art Online in the US was Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. Those the big 3 stuff. That's the only thing you would see merchandise for, period. And now you see all these shows getting merchandise in the US, and that's exciting. So I think Sword Art Online did have a positive impact in terms of the industry in the US. So that's another thing to thank it for, because it did make anime more popular, more mainstream in the US and other territories, definitely.
See,
at least I think it did.
When you say that Sword Art Online is basically a gateway anime, are you implying in general or for the Western audience? Because Sword Art Online
I feel
Sword Art Online sold an average of 42,000 units in its first season. That's on the top 25 anime sold of all time. And I don't think that casual audiences in Japan buy Blu-rays. It's hardcore otaku who buy them.
I'm talking US audience.
Yeah.
It's the light novels were huge. The light novels made it possible for other light novels to come out in the US. Definitely, without a doubt. I can guarantee you that right now.
Yeah.
Because those were the only light novels that existed in the US were the Sword Art Online ones, and now there's hundreds of light novel series coming out every month, like every year. So like I do believe that it had a huge impact on the US industry, not necessarily Japan's, but definitely the US.
Okay.
Best anime industry. Like you can't really deny that. It's in the top. It's like ranked, isn't it like number 3 on the most popular anime on my anime list?
Yeah, I believe it's Death Note at number 1, Attack on Titan at number 2, and Sword Art Online at number 3.
Okay. Attack on Titan also was another major contributor to that, but that did come out later, and I think a lot of the Sword Art Online people kind of migrated to Attack on Titan. So.
Yeah, I do think it was this next big thing.
And it's not like Sword Art Online is significantly less popular than Attack on Titan, because I'm looking that Attack on Titan has 970,000 members. And
I think Sword Art Online started the flavor of the month type anime series where the casual watchers would just jump to a new show every season. So it's like, oh, Sword Art Online to Attack on Titan, and then to One Punch Man, and then to ReZero.
Konosuba is like the new one, right? I definitely do think so as well, that there is just like that one anime every season that is just huge. And like I said, that was kind of unheard of before Sword Art Online. Like I don't think that really happened quite like that. Because you would have a season that would have that one, like, okay, Gurren Lagann, 100,000, like 100,000 plus. And then you'd have like one season with like maybe 60,000. That would be the most popular show of that season. But now like every season there's like 3 to 5 shows that have over like 100,000 viewers. And now like this season there's like 7 shows that have over 100,000, which is pretty crazy actually, because like most of the time there's usually 3 to maybe 3. But like the last year it's starting to go to 5. It's just like you can tell like anime is getting more popular, like without a doubt, in the US.
Yeah.
And other territories.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. It's just that I think this winter season is like the first time that people, because the winter usually doesn't have like giant popular shows. It has Konosuba, but it like other than that, we haven't got anything that's like really stand out and is gonna last forever. Maybe Little Witch Academia, but I think that stands out in a niche crowd instead of standing out in the majority crowd. When next season, holy fuck, we've got a lot.
Oh my god, yeah, next season is probably going to be the most popular anime season of all time. Like, one of at least top 5 with most viewership. It's ridiculous. Then I think 2017 in general is just going to be the most popular season for year for anime of all time, because there's so much season 2s and stuff coming out this year.
Yeah.
That it's just going to drive the numbers up.
What are you most excited for next season, then?
Next season, probably, honestly...
Other than Kekai said...
I'm excited for Boku no Hero, obviously.
Yeah.
Sakura to Reset was another one that I was interested in.
What's that one?
It's a David Productions show. It's a kind of like romance slice of life, but like, I don't know, I watched a PV of it and it kind of looked interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like one of those slice of life shows that I'll probably end up watching. And there's this other one, Recreators. Like, I'm interested in seeing like how this show plays out, because it's from Troika, which they did, the only other shows they've done before is Aldno Zero, and this is the first, like one of the first shows they're like producing by themselves. And they like did Aldno Zero with A1 Pictures. Yeah. So I'm curious to see, like, they did that one mystery show or whatever, like that, what's it called, like Beautiful Bones, a corpse is buried under Sakura's feet or something like that. That anime, they did that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that aired like 2015. Yeah, I'm interested in that show by Troika, because also it seems to have like it must have a pretty big budget, considering the fact that they have, what the fuck? They have Hiroyuki Sawano doing the music, which...
Oh, shit, okay.
That's going to be probably worth watching that show because I love the music.
Yeah.
I love Sawano. So I'll probably end up watching that show just to see how that is. There's another one. Alice, that one, like, what is it? Alice and Zoraku. It's like the JC Staff show coming out next season.
You want the epitome of you know everything that's coming out with anime, but you don't watch much anime.
Oh yeah.
Because I watch more anime than you, yet you know more about what's coming out. The only thing that I really know that's coming out next season is the Eccentric Family 2. That's the only thing I'm excited for.
Berserk 2017, bro. I watched the second PV for that, and they did, like, the only thing that was necessarily CG in that entire PV was guts in, like, one scene, and then they showed, like, I don't know if it was a flashback, but they showed, like, pre-time skip Griffith from, like, Golden Age.
Yeah.
And that his armor was in CG, but it does seem like the production value has gone up. I don't know, like, how well that's gonna end out in the long run, though, because it was just a PV. But
yeah, I will watch it, and I will inevitably hate it.
I'm probably never gonna end up watching it, so that's okay.
So yeah,
and I think they're probably gonna end up catching up to the manga at some point, though. They have to be approaching it slowly.
Oh, I don't think they're close.
I don't think they're close, but I think that this anime, it's just going to keep on continuing. I think it's not going to stop. I guarantee you it won't. There'll probably be a Berserk 2018. Because it seems like people watch it, so, because it's Berserk. So even if you hate the show, it's still, apparently, people watch it.
Did it sell well?
I don't know. It's cheap to make. Obviously, it has to be cheap to make, considering, like, how shitty the CGI is.
I can't find it on the... it's just not here.
It had to have sold decently, at least, in order for it to get a second season.
I just straight up can't find its numbers on...
We're getting really off topic, by the way. We were talking about Sword Art Online.
We're Sword Art Online.
Okay, but okay. I think we've had our opinions. We should set our opinions. So we're just going to move on from that.
Okay, so to the Crunchyroll quality controversy?
Yes, and this is your thing, because I don't know much about this controversy. I just know that Crunchyroll did this. That's literally all.
Okay, so Crunchyroll one day... It just looked like the bitrate dropped on all on everything, basically. Everything that they're putting out. And it looks like there was a mistake in their encoding thing. Just to the point where everything looked ugly. And so they're saying it was misconfigured.
Mm-hmm.
But the communication with the audience, the paying subscribers, the people who pay for Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll themselves, was some of the worst examples of customer service I have seen. And the people talking about it, so... Do you know the guy who has, like, the Lupin avatar on Twitter, who works at Crunchyroll? It's like Miles... something.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it on Twitter before.
Yeah, so he taken to his personal Twitter account to respond to people's issues, but he wasn't responding to their issues, he was just talking about how he doesn't want to help people who pirate. I just think he should not concentrate on that. I don't think you should take to your own personal Twitter account to sort out problems with your company. I think that's very unprofessional.
Also, like, he's kind of being hypocritical about that, because Crunchyroll, at its core, was originally a site that was essentially pirated anime, wasn't it? It was unlicensed.
I think so, yeah.
At one point, it was. I might be wrong, but I thought that at one point Crunchyroll wasn't, like, a legal site, essentially. Like, it just had fan subs, right?
I think so. I think you are right on that.
So yeah, like that's kind of being a little bit hypocritical of what
Yeah,
the company is.
yeah, but then I see where you're coming from, but then that can change. Like,
Yeah, I know. Like it's obviously a bigger company now that makes millions of dollars, has millions of users. So
yeah, yeah. I just think that the way it was handled was one of the worst cases of customer service I've seen in anime. Originally, I just cancelled my subscription because I thought that they deliberately made it worse. When I don't think they did. They might have, and this might just be them backtracking. But like the way it was handled, I've brought back my subscription now. Crunchyroll is a service that I use more for convenience rather than as a legal way to find anime, because I would rather, if it was easier to pirate, I would just pirate. But there's no way that I can just sit on my couch, pull out my phone, open up the Crunchyroll app, and just Chromecast it to my TV. I can't do that with pirating. Kiss Anime has too many annoying ads. If I download fan subs, I'm gonna have to put them all on a NAS somewhere and get another thing to access all the files. That just seems too complicated. Crunchyroll, the £6 a month that I pay, is worth for that convenience for me.
oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about this subject anymore. I think we jumped on it too late, where it's pretty much been completely resolved to the point where there's not much controversy about it anymore.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think it was necessary to bring it up though, because I mean, it kind of was bullshit at least.
yeah, I mean Crunchyroll's like quality isn't that good anyway.
Yeah, I prefer Funimation.
I was hoping that they would improve it rather than decrease it.
I watch probably 50% Crunchyroll, 50% Funimation, because Crunchyroll has things that Funimation does and vice versa, and I think Funimation definitely is more, like it used to. Funimation used to be a lot worse than it is now. They have really improved in the last year. So I think Funimation is now the more quality service. So I would definitely pay for Funimation over Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
if I had to make a choice between the two.
Funimation in the UK is just horrible.
But in the US, it basically gets mostly everything that Crunchyroll gets nowadays. It used to not be that way. And Funimation also has a lot of dubs now on there, way more dubs than Crunchyroll is. And for me, as someone who likes to watch dubs in order to enjoy the animation more, that's a good thing. And they also have simul dubs now, which is absolutely ridiculous, where seasonal anime now are getting dubbed. They're just a couple episodes behind now. It's about that's how far we've come. Almost everything gets dubbed now too. Literally everything gets dubbed by Funimation now, and it's an interesting thing.
So do you watch majority dubs? Do you watch Funimation's simul
I
dubs?
would watch a dub no matter what if I had the option.
So are Funimation simul dubs any actually good?
I would say so. Yeah. They're basically, it's a Funimation dub. It's pretty quality.
Because it seems like they're just cranking them out very fast.
I don't think they crank them out fast, but I think it's just because now they can just do them fast. It's because it's just a 20-minute episode anime. They don't. Yeah. How it used to be, I believe they just when the whole show's over, they would dub the thing, and that takes a lot more time. But now you have you're a couple weeks behind. You can record a 20-minute episode of audio pretty quickly. Week by week, and probably the voice actors now get paid more because of that, because they're putting in more work. So it's honestly kind of a win-win, because the fans get to see the dubs faster, and probably I'm assuming voice actors get paid more for that because they probably do more work, and there's probably more jobs open now for voice actors because there's more anime being dubbed. So seems like a good thing to me.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all I've got to say on this topic. We're approaching the 1 hour mark, so I think this is a good place to end it.
Yeah, definitely. So this has been the Omakecast, the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. It was fun to do. We're probably going to try to do this once a week. We'll see
Hopefully
how that
once a week.
Hopefully once a week.
Hopefully this channel doesn't die after this is uploaded.
Yeah. And I hope if you actually made it to the end of this video, in the comment section, what should we tell them to say?
Just cuck. Just write cuck.
All right. That's all I have to say. See you guys next time.
See ya.